which I'm passionate about modeling and fashion. So in my first year, by the way, I contested, but I never got it.
How is it?
Actually, my goal is lead by example.
You lead by example.
Yeah. So when you lead, I started by being a class rep. Yeah, that's my starting point, and I say also in leadership, that's how I started being a leader in this institution. So
at the same time, when you are faculty rep for engineering, you are still now you are both Mr. MMU.
Yeah, actually, I won the minister, and then I won the
faculty.
Yeah.
How much is how many years do you take to do engineering?
I take 5 years.
5 years. Yes. Now you are in third year.
Yes.
There's this thing that happened during the campaigns and before the election. We witnessed one of the most, should I say, goonism. What's your take on that?
Show us how strong you are by your strategies. Show us how strong you are by your thoughts. Goons are not going to help you. Yeah.
So after
it happened so fast.
So what next? After next, let me just ask it now. So after Mr. President, what are you eyeing to? Because on the Newdon TV, we host conversations that matter, whereby we host leaders, decisions, and ideas that shape our future. And this has led to the introduction of the face-to-face segment, whereby in this show we are going to talk about campus leadership, and specifically we are going to sit down with campus leaders and general leaders, whereby we are going to talk about vision, responsibility, and the reality behind the promises. And in this segment, today's segment, we speak with a man whose journey has captured the attention of the entire Multimedia University of Kenya. From being crowned Mr. Multimedia University last year to being elected the president of the school. His rise has been fast, the promises have been there, and the expectations are becoming better. And also the critics are waiting. The students are also hopeful. So, without much further ado, I'll introduce myself. I'm your host for today, Maende, and I'm privileged to be hosting the President-Elect of the Multimedia University of Kenya. Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations first.
Thank you.
So introduce yourself, kisha tuendelee.
My name is Malcom the President-Elect of Multimedia University of Kenya, a third-year engineering student pursuing Bachelor of Science in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering.
Descartes.
Yes.
Descartes. Okay, Malcom X Descartes. So, Malcom.
Yes.
How has this happened? Ilikuwaje? Just the previous year, you are Mr. MMU, and yes, now you're the President-Elect. How did that happen?
Number one, as a person or as an individual, you need to have a vision and ambition for yourself. I am an ambitious guy, and I believe that whatever you are fighting for or whatever you're going for, you are number one, building yourself. Number one, seeking to continue growing and empowering yourself. So when you say that I was a mister, then from a mister, I went to being now the president of the institution, it's that point of having that vision and ambition to continue to grow myself.
So does that mean when you came to the Multimedia University, you had a plan?
Yes. And my plan is always one, lead by example.
Lead by example.
Yes.
So how have been, now you are a famous person, how is the fame? Because hujajulikana jana, because people knew you as Mr. MMU.
Yes.
So how has that been? The pressure, the expectations, from being Mr. to now the president. How is it?
Actually my goal is lead by example.
You lead by example.
Yeah, so when you lead by example, you don't have to lead to boast. You have to lead to guide the people. And once you're ready leading the people, you're influencing how they are connecting themselves and how they are going to behave around you and how they're going to behave in your environment. You see? So that is how all that fame has come in place, and that is how they familiarize themselves so much with me. Yes.
Okay, then just in a brief, and like in 1 minute, if you take me through your leadership journey, how has it been since you entered campus to where you are now?
Yeah. So I joined my campus in it was in August 28th. That's the day I got admitted. Yeah.
Nakumbuka tarehe.
So I entered August 28th, joined engineering, And I started by being a class rep. Yeah, that's my starting point. And I say also in leadership, that's how I started being a leader in this institution. So after being a class rep, I was introduced to politics, campus politics through a guy who was named Chief. Yeah, he told me that there's a delegate, there's how the system follows. Yeah, so once he already put that in my mind, I told myself I'm going for a delegate seat. And the day that I declared me and kwa delegate sasa, I later on met guys anaitwa Visale and akanichukua through that journey. I won as a delegate. After winning as a delegate, I went obviously voted for leaders that were fit best for me, sindio? And some got their position, some never got their position. And I told myself, my main goal is leading by example, right? So I told myself, whatever these leaders that I've chosen in my first year, what they will do, okay, well and good. But that for those things that they will not have done, I'm going to do them. So in my second year, I went on to be the faculty representative of engineering. Yeah, it was a stiff battle, I can say. It never came easy, but I clinched the win. And that is where things now became clear for me that this ambition, this vision that I have is something that it's growing.
At the same time, when you are faculty rep for engineering, you are still now, you are both Mr. MMU.
Yeah, actually I won the Mr. and then I won the
Faculty
representative, yeah. Which, I'm passionate about modeling and fashion. So in my first year, by there I contested, but I never got it. But that art of not giving up and that art of leading by example, I say let me go back because there are some people who still looked at me as that model. So there were narratives, the way you have said critics, that you're going to get one and lose one.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well and good. The one that I'll get, so I got the Mr. Then followed the faculty representative. And that's now when things are now clear for me that that vision and that ambition that I have must come to pass.
Which was Mr. President.
Yeah, now after that I went out for president.
I'm curious.
Yes.
How much is how many years do you take to do engineering?
I take 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
Now you're in third year.
Yes.
So after
It happened so fast.
So what next? After next year, let me just ask it now. So after Mr. President, what are you eyeing to? Because first year, class rep, delegate. Second year, faculty rep, Mr. MMU. Third year, school president. Fourth year.
For the as per now, I am focusing on delivering. I've just been elected, right? So I don't have ambitions for my fourth year and let's say fifth year, because now a moment now I have now to focus on my academics. So for my fourth year and fifth year, the main goal is to make Multimedia great. Whatever I'm going to do between now and the time I'll exit office, that's what we're going to determine. What next, right? But for now, I don't have ambitions for the year, fifth year. My fourth year, my fifth year, those are years of whatever I've done, because my aim is as I exit office, I will have created an impact and a legacy. So in my fourth year and fifth year, I'll just be riding on the legacy I've already done.
Okay.
Yeah, which is taking Multimedia to the next level.
Yeah. Now there's this thing that happened during the campaigns and before the election. We witnessed one of the most, should I say, goonism. What's your take on that?
When you go to the outside politics, we see a lot of goonism, right? But now when we enter in our scope, these are here campus politics, goonship is so pathetic because we are at a point of growth and a point of growing our minds, right? So even if you are putting that aspect of goons, let it not be that you are beating someone to a level of making that person injuring them or maybe death. It's supposed to be that peaceful, just as we saw the Gen Z movement was so peaceful, right? So because by the way, we are learning. So when you have these campaigns, it's not a matter of showing how strong you are by beating people. Show us how strong you are by your strategies. Show us how strong you are by your thoughts. Goons are not going to help you. We have seen people who have goons, but they don't have the votes. See, so you can bring us towards goons, but you don't have the people with you. But when you bring the people and you don't have goons, then that one is now authentic leadership. That's authentic campaigns. You see, yeah. So my point on goonsism, it's pathetic and something that should not be allowed.
Since you are the Mr. President-Elect,
Yes.
what are you planning to do, or what can you do to prevent that from happening?
What I'm trying to do and not... Pardon?
To prevent something like that to ever happen again. Because on a serious note, there are students who got injured.
Yeah.
So as Mr. President, how will you ensure that one will never repeat itself?
So in my team, I have also some of my guys who are injured. And
okay, you have some people who are injured.
Yes.
Can you confidently say that they were injured by so and so, or people from so and so's team?
You have mentioned goons.
Yes.
There are goons on site, right?
Yeah.
So the goons are the ones who injured some of my people.
But these goons, they have a boss. They have somebody.
They were different. Yeah, they have a specific boss, right? And everyone on scope, everyone who was vying had their people on ground, right? So saying this goon was for a specific person, it is not put it, but yeah, the kind of word goons.
Did you have goons you yourself?
Personally, never had goons. Yes, my opponents also had goons.
Your opponents had goons.
Yes.
So all the three opponents had goons, or there is that one specific one. Okay, it's okay not to mention name, but are they both of them, the three of them, or there's that one specific one who was very notorious?
Yeah, there's specific ones who had goons, like literally, and the whole school knows they had goons. That's why I've said we had candidates who had goons more than voters. See, but you have asked me a question, how I'm going to curb all that from happening.
Yes.
You know, I saw people getting injured. That night I was in the clinic, and people had different injuries. See, and when you have that side, even as an individual or a parent, when you see someone having such injuries on your face, you're not going to feel nice. You know? And what I'm going to do is we have to put strong measures. Because now one question is, how did these people enter school? How did these girls enter school?
Are they students?
They're not students. And there's a clip that portrays one of them dancing and was wearing a reflector of my opponent. That's why I'm saying my opponent and the ground knows very well. I was wearing the reflector of my opponent. See, and this gun was dancing and everyone knew this guy is not a student. And weeks earlier, and even that day, some of the team members were saying, we have goons and even we are going to bring more goons. See, yeah, so we have to put strict measures. Now as a president, we have to put strict measures on who enters and who leaves the school.
Don't you feel like that one will bring some issues with students? Because when you tighten it, it might hurt other people.
You know, there's a structure. That's why we are in an institution where there's a structure, right? And in a structure, you know, if you're a bona fide student, there's no one who should limit you from entering the institution, right? There might be 1, 2, 3 problems that maybe might limit you from entering, but that one is not a direct ticket that you're not supposed to enter the institution. See, unless like another person who has another business, who anakuja shule, who pursue the business manager shule, at the gate, atakuja seme, I am doing 1, 2, 3 things, right? And I'm going either to the clubhouse to swim, I'm going to the administration to do this, I'm going to a faculty to register as a student. See, there's a structure which has to be followed. So there's no one who is going to be limited from entering the institution. As long as you're a bona fide student, no one should limit you from entering the institution. It's your right, it's a responsibility. You've paid your fee. See, whether you stay in school or you stay outside, it's a responsibility to be in the institution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's change gears kidogo and let's talk how it started. Like, how did you plan yourself? Not just say how? Show us the plan. Tell us the plan. Tell us the plan. How did you plan this? What did it take? Or whom did it take?
It takes you the sacrificing your time and the consistency and the planning yourself well, including your team. I've mentioned structure. You know, you cannot be saying you're vying and you don't know anything about whatever you're buying about. See, you cannot say that you want to pursue something and you don't know whatever you're pursuing involves what. So the process of everything that took place and how it happened is all a structured way of doing it. Starting with the team, going to that financial muscle, going to now the groundwork, and now lead for the voters. Because in politics, campus politics, from what I've seen since my first year, it's three things. Number one, you need to have the ground. Number two, you need the voters, that is the delegates. And number three, you need to look at your financial capabilities. So you cannot pour money where you without brains.
Okay, you have mentioned three, yes. But let me bring this aspect of the house, especially in this institution. Is it a factor?
House? What do you mean by house?
Where you come from?
Ethnicity.
Yes.
Personally, I can say the Gen Z say we are tribalists, but at some point we are so tribal, right? And I do believe in inclusion. My win came from a point of inclusion. See, and there's a section of my house I never received it. See, but I'm not refuting from saying there's also a section that I got. See, in that we were two competitors competing from the same house. You see, so house is a factor, but it's not that much of a big factor. If I won with that inclusivity, then it's something that it's not that much big of a factor. As much as it's being trained in our minds, being put in our minds that it is something that is very important. You can come from the gamer house, the Q house, from the PC house, from the Kamba house, from the New house, or any house that you come from. But how you are going to put yourself with other houses is what is going to matter. See, if I'm collaborating with you and collaborating in another house, then we have a unifying factor. There's no need of saying the house is a factor.
So it's not a factor?
A big factor.
Okay, you have mentioned, let's focus with the three. Yes. The ground, the delegates, and the finances.
Yes.
So which one do you think was your powerhouse among the three?
Amongst the three?
Yeah, that put you in a better position compared to your opponents.
I will start by saying the ground. Number two, I will say the delegates. And now the financial muscle lubricated all of this. Yeah. So the ground, you start from your house. You start from, I come from the new house. That's where I started from building my ground. Then you build your ground to another house, another house, another house. And they all receive you well. And once you already have the ground, now you go now to the voters. The voters come, let's vote. And now these voters, obviously at the end of the day, you need that lubricating them.
Okay, we are still coming back to discuss that. Those factors that determine elections in the Multimedia University and other institutions. So keep tuned, we are taking a short commercial break. We'll be back after a few minutes. We are having the President-Elect. I'm related to President because inauguration is on Tuesday, 17th, right?
Yeah.
So we're having a discussion around your election and I think that the turnout of events and everything. So before we took a short commercial break, we are talking about the determinants of election and you have mentioned three. Mm-hmm. So I want us to shift gears now to India Manifesto. In a briefly, outline your manifestos. Kidogo tu, your manifesto, key manifestos.
Number one, it's about looking for people attachments and giving them opportunities. Number two, improving the integration of hostels. Number three, bring that general outlook of how students are being empowered in school and how are you going to grow. Yeah, so that is the summary of my manifesto.
Okay, and then let's touch about improving key essentials. Yeah. And in this school, most comrades complain about lack of water, maji, kosekana kwa maji. And it's not a problem that started last year or the year before. It's a problem that have been years or have been here for years. So what's your strategy?
My strategy, number one, as I was going for this seat, change is brought gradually, right? And as I was going for this seat, I cannot bring change immediately. Previously, I was once a delegate. I've been a faculty representative. I have seen the council how they've been working. It has been a matter of give us promise, tarara, come your time, you do a bit of it, then go. That is gradual, right? This time, I want us to look for remedies. People have been complaining about water, people have been complaining about we need some renovations in the hostels, what can be done, what can be. But all these things, they narrow down to one thing. What can really be done? One. Concerning water, there are observations that are being seen in the institution. There is a construction is going on. See, and this construction has never lacked water. So the question is, where are they getting water? See, concerning renovations, we are hearing constant money being sent to the institution. Where is that amount? Where can that money be accounted to come to the hostels? See, we are looking for the root problems we are looking for the root of this problem so that you can actualize them. See, so I cannot say I'm going to bring you this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. No, we look for the root problem, go to that problem, seek for solutions at the right doors, then bring it now to the students after asking that critical questions. See, and when you go to ask these critical questions, that is now when you receive a response.
So these questions you are going to ask them to the administration, right?
Yes.
How will you ensure that the administration will give you the answers that you want?
The closest I have been to serving as a student council is being a faculty representative. In my faculty, I managed to go to these doors, see, and question, and it's a point of negotiation. When I come talk to you, there's something that you also bring saying on the table that this is how things do happen, this is how things do run, and this is what needs to be done. See, and now once you have that conversation with the person in charge, you're going to come at a conclusion, and that's not what you're now bringing to the ground. As a faculty representative, you're successful. So why as a chair, why is it hard?
So it will be more easier when you're a chair compared to when you're a faculty rep.
Exactly. I was a faculty representative and I was also a minister. And at some levels you'll approach the office and you're being told, you're coming here as who? Have you consulted with the chair? Yeah. Now as a chair, now I'm going there, but I'm going back there. Now as a chair.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, you have witnessed 2 regimes in this school, right?
Yeah, very true.
So what do you think they did not do right that you're going to do? What have you observed? What did they do? Their failures, their success, or what are you going to build on from them? Because you have witnessed, you have been part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you going to do different since you have seen some?
So what I'm going to do different, number one, as stated in my manifesto, all these problems have been outlined, right? So we're going to tackle one problem at a time. The goodness of my regime that we are starting work from after inauguration is that we already have a semester that we have to work. We already have a running semester. So in this running semester, there are some key pointers that we are going to highlight and address them as fast as possible. In the previous regimes, the problem came, we used to do election, then people go home, people come back, and now you have to actualize your manifesto or whatever you did. Once people come back, and immediately people come back, there's that, majority of people come back are freshers, right? And now freshers again, the cycle starts again. The basic things are the things that are being done. But now that we have a semester with us, we have a whole period of time highlighting the problems, so that by the time we are finishing this semester, we'll have addressed 1 to 3 things that now are going to be pushed.
Last month,
yes,
the students were doing exams, and there's this picture that was circulating all over of a student doing exams while standing.
Yes.
I don't know if you can verify that.
Yeah, very true.
And how are you going to address that and many other challenges that comrades are facing?
There are things which are on the students' council in our capability, and the things which the admin's responsibility, right? So whatever is under our docket to do, we're going to do them based on whatever budget you're going to have.
Okay, is the provision of chairs within your docket or administration's docket?
I was just getting there. So whatever we're supposed to do under our docket, we're going to do it based on the budget we have, right? Whatever that mean is supposed to do we are going to put them applications, we're going to negotiate with them so that they do them. Matter of chairs. Chairs has been something that has been talked about again, beds, those things of hostels, right? When you go to the admin and the admin tells you that we are procuring this number of chairs, we are procuring this number of this, what you can do is come also to our budget to say we are procuring this. That is not enough based on the capability that we have. Then we can also say us you're going to chip in and provide this number, right? But that is after we have gone to the admin and tell them we are having limited chairs. We have a scenario where students who are doing exams for standing. What are you bringing these chairs to us? Are you bringing these chairs? Oh, no. So if you're bringing these chairs, when are you bringing them?
So they should provide the exact dates.
Yeah, they should give us timeline. You know, there's the exact date and also give a timeline. Okay. Because you're working with the government. See, and the government also has a procuring system. See, so when the government says you're going to procure at this time, that's the time you're going to follow. So when the institution tells us this is the timeline, then you give them ultimatum. Okay, do this during that time.
So what if you don't come to a consensus whereby they have given their timeline, which is not making sense according to the Students' Council. It's not making sense. It will maybe happen. They are giving a timeline of 1 year, and your term is like 7 months or so. So how are you going to address that?
That's why we are going to that office to talk to them and negotiate with them. We are so much aware. We are having a year, right? So if we are having this 1 year with us, then when you are going there, you're not going to talk about something after a year.
So it has to be within.
Exactly. That's why I've told you, whatever you're going to do within our scope, you're going to do it. Whatever that means supposed to do, you're supposed to do it. See, and if they cannot do it, then let us not come to our scope and say, okay, then let us prioritize what is important and let us do that.
Okay, what if you tell administration this, then administration imekata? What can we do? What can you tell the comrades to do?
That's why you're student leaders. We are here to give you guys direction.
So what's the direction?
The direction is
the administration. You know what? We want chairs. The administration is it's behaving like the government.
Yes.
So what can you address? Comrades' direction. What's the direction?
Things are going to stand until things are done.
What do you mean things are going to stand?
Once you already have talked with someone, right? And you have agreed upon something, and someone fails to do whatever you have agreed upon, the next thing you have to do, demand it by force.
By force.
Exactly. Because you have already talked, you already have agreement, but then you still want to deny whatever you already agreed. Then me again, this school for Magadi Road. Magadi Road will continue.
Magadi Road will continue.
Yes, and led by my SG.
Does that mean Magadi Road is the only solution, or is the alternative to the administration's ignorance and hard-headedness?
Exactly. Go there, have a talk. No, you cannot just wake up one morning, go to Magadi Road. See, and let's say the admin does not even know what you're going to do Magadi Road. But once you've already gone there, they have failed. They have failed, like out of ignorance, they have failed. Then now the action will come back to us. Because you cannot be seated as leaders, you elected us to lead you guys and to lead by example. Then we sit back, we look at things going bad, and we are comfortable. And someone is suffering in your state. Someone is suffering in class. So we have to give you guys direction that the admin needs to address. So if the admin does not address direction, let us tell the money what to put. Even Magadi Road iko hapo na shule pia iko.
Okay, there's these cases of whereby you hear that since you are the head of MUPSA, you are the head of the school students council. There's this thing that can happen whereby the administration can, should I say buy, for lack of a better word, put you in their pockets. Is that possible? Can they put you in their pockets? Wanaweza kupanga?
I say no.
Why?
I say no. You have to stand by your principles. From my first year to where I've reached, I have been having these talks, with the admin, and let me just go to my question because that's where I am familiar with my faculty. Ukienda pale, you're going to talk to them as rather than someone who is presenting the interest of the people. before someone, it reaches a point of someone buying you already have talked about science on the table. No. And so now, as I'm the chief of the institution, led by my team, as we are approaching these guys, we're not approaching them from a point of being bought. We're approaching them from a point of that sober mindset of we want this to be done. Why are you not doing it, or when are you going to do it? And then when you fail, that's also when now we come back na tuseme tunataka kitu first. So that aspect of being bought, that is not part of our principality. That's why we're in these things.
What if it happens?
No, it's not going to happen. I'm the chair of this.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
What about one of your members, for example, let's say, I don't want to mention, but what if it happens to, because you are a team, what if it happens to one of the MUXA members? Then how are you going to address that?
We are a team. That's the way of saying we are a team. When one person goes astray, we still have other people. And these other people, we are going to cover this one person. And that's wewe tulikuchagua ama ulichaguliwa na comrades kuserve. Mbona unataka kwenda hivi na sisi tunaenda hivi? Yeah.
Still on money issues.
Yes.
There are these cases during elections whereby the delegates are bought. Is it?
No, for a delegate, you cannot buy loyalty. See. So when you tell a delegate that I am buying you cannot buy a delegate. The delegate already knows the person I'm going to vote for based on the manifesto, based on how this person is, the character of this person. See. So when you can give a delegate money, the amount of money that you want, get, but that delegate will still vote for the right leader.
The right leader, okay, but not all of them. They are that person who has just been a delegate, but hajui Kenya, hajui mnatapotia. Then you as Malcom unakuja unajua unataka kupiga nani kwa medi sijamu. Sasa iko hivi nitakupatia this amount, then unajua tutakupigia kura. So in such cases, does it really happen?
I've been a delegate, and I'll tell you.
Did it happen? Let's start with it. Did it happen?
Yeah,
were you approached?
I was approached. But the decision I made was a sober decision of I knew this is the leader, the character. Because also me, how I've been brought up in this campus politics. You have a parent who brings you up in politics, right? I was brought up from a point of character. This candidate who is approaching me, what is the character of this candidate? See, what is this candidate bringing the table of the institution as students and also in the image of the school? You see, so this instance of a delegate being given money or what, yes, it does happen. There are some delegates who are confused, of which I can say that these are delegates who have misplaced priorities.
Do you have such in the last election? Do you have such?
I can say yes, because based on the numbers that were there and the speculations, analysis that you interact with different teams' analysis, right? And you hear that, and there's a lot of double counting. There's a lot of it happens, huh? And then the actual date, you see the results, the raw results, and now you ask yourself, this number that was speculating, this number that was there, are they matching the analysis? Are they matching? Those analyses go right, but some analyses don't go right. So those numbers that don't go right, why didn't they go right? That is misplaced priority, and that's exactly what we're talking about.
So let me just ask this straight. Wazungu wanasema, let me hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
You or any part of your team, did you give any money to any delegates?
No.
You, okay, let's start with you individually. You personally.
No, I never gave. Unless
what about your team?
Unless I've said unless they give.
Unless, so that means you're not sure.
I'm not sure about that.
You're not sure about your team. Okay, let's now shift gears kidogo. We talk about you are vying 4 people. You are 4. So how is the progress? Saizi ukikutana na your opponent, how is it?
No, yeah, we talk. They text me actually. We text. We talk. No, at some point, campus politics is giving you a breakthrough what is coming, or is giving you a vision what is coming. It's not a matter of life and death. As much as you can even bring to us goals, that is illegal. That is bad. See, but that does not limit me from still talking to you from a brotherly perspective.
So because you are good,
yeah, we talk.
Is it the same as before the elections and before all these things?
No.
Or there's something that has changed?
No election, and I can just say these campaigns and everything, you create enemies and some of your friends can become enemies, depends on the interest, right? And ukishika siasa kwa roho, wewe unasema unafua kasi siasa wapi kwa lungs, sio? It's not to breathe it out. But once you put it kwa roho, you find that when someone is becoming stiff on your competition, and stiffer, you feel threatened. And once you're really threatened, dopamine iko inakwanga juu ya time. So unapata during that time you're not in good terms maybe with someone or maybe. But one thing I've always had with me is that brotherliness. This thing you're doing it for a season ends, you continue with life. Because now if I now hate you, that does that mean that this semester or the timeline I'm going to look at you like you are my enemy? I'm not going to serve your interest because you are my opponent. No, it doesn't work like that. It works like today let us work this thing out. The next time you're on the table, things go like that.
So Saizi, assume that we are three in this segment, then you'll be comfortable sitting, me, you, and maybe the person who you are running against. You'll be okay.
Yeah, I'll be okay.
You'll be okay.
Yes.
Then you have a conversation like we are having a conversation.
Exactly.
That's interesting. Now, I have another question. Like, what determined, or how did you choose your running mate? Why her?
Why my running mate? No, I told you three things, right? There's the ground, delegate, and finance, right? Financial muscles. So you look at these three things and tell yourself, does your running mate have the same in her mind? So that's it. Does she think the same way? And for her case, is she also in a position of delivering those three? And that's simple. Yes.
So, in which area, what was the stronghold among the three? The money, the background, the ground, and the delegates. So ni gani ilikuwa yake strong sana? Alileta pesa kwa meza, alileta delegates, ama alileta ground?
Yes, sasa yake mine was ground, delegates, finance, right? For our case it was delegate, ground, finance.
But lazima kukuwa na moja ile strong,
Sasa nimesema alileta delegates, then akaleta ground, then akaleta. But the strong one ilikuwa hapo kwa delegates.
Then huku kulikuwa na
then another thing that we have to take note of. I've told you it's a matter of inclusion, right? I come from a house, a low house, right? She has to come also from another house. Also inclusion. Aside from her, now in my team, I now have to put people of different tribes, different houses. Like so, also that was also a factor. That she has to come from a different house. But I told you that aspect of house is not that much of a bigger factor. See, yeah.
So another thing, like something very interesting, whereby you find that kuna hii mambo ya kuoshwa. Yes. Whereby you find that you are supporting so and so, then vitu zinaenda segemnege. Were there such cases in your team whereby unasikia treater, huyu msaliti, such cases?
In every marketplace there's always that mad person, right?
Mad person.
And in such events there is always, sometimes you can even be seated. During the campaign period, I could be seated and I would receive information from another team. Another team will also receive information. Another team will receive information. Also my team, there are times I will hear things we just talk about, but we hear them out. So that's what I was telling you. Once elections are done, everyone needs to go back at a different point of friendship, because it's not a matter of life and death. And the reason why I was able to get information from other teams is that because of that friendship that you have with other people in the other teams. Interest in the other team made them fall in love with that team more than my team. But because of that friendship, that person will still tell you 1, 2, 3. So that's why I've told you, in every marketplace, always.
So, wewe ni wangapi walikuruka ama walikuosha ama karibu wakuosha?
Kwa timu yangu?
Yes.
Okay, in my team, I had roughly 5, 4. Yeah, but it was a time near hapo kwa deputy ndio kidogo ileta chenga. Yeah, so I had 2 deputies that are on the table. for me to choose. And the people who already fixed their mind on the deputy, and they also that speculation of this other deputy, right? So people had interest in this one and that one. So the day after looking at all the analysis, analyzing the three things that I've just told you about, we decided to pick my current deputy. And so there are people who decided to follow with the other deputy. So some remained as spies, some left, but those who remained pia tukafukuzwa wengine. Yeah, so but there are people who are also loyal to my end. You know, some decided that, you know, we are in this course not emotionally. We are here because we want the win, right? And because we want the win, okay, I agree that I was for the other side, but now because I want this thing to win, I am sticking here. We already started this journey, we must finish it. Yes.
Hapa kwa delegates. Kuna ule delegate unashuku alikuosha ama alikufanya mbaya. Because I know you had delegates when you ulikuwa tu huyu naye ni huyu ni sure, huyu ni this one is loyal. Do we have such cases whereby delegates kuna venye walikufanya mbaya?
Yeah, that was always. Nikwambia tu, we had analysis, we had everything on the table. We looked at projected numbers. Some numbers were not there. We also look at other teams. As I told you, other teams also had the analysis. Other teams were confident of winning, the same way we were also confident on winning. But now you find a team lost, others joined hands but never won again. You see, so it means that the delegates were shana. But from where you sit as a candidate and from where you sit with your team, you know those loyal votes that you got. You know the votes that you can count on. Others, yes, you can say they gave you, but some will claim they gave you, but they didn't. Some you may think they never gave you, but they gave you. See, that is how politics are. But as long as you did your work and delegates voted.
Since you know this process and you did this process, what do you think your opponents did not do right? Like kama unaweza point to, there were 3 others, kuna wengine watatu, sio? Maybe kuna mmoja tu unajua tu hapa ndiye alifanya plan and you saw that plan. What do you think? That was that plan. That ilikuwa na mmoja alifanya ama ungefanya ungeanguka. Kuna
number 1, in campus, we are grown people. We are people who are learned, right? You cannot be teaching people like people are unlearned. That is one thing. Number 2, this is politics, right? And it's a campaign period. You cannot merge your emotions with some decisions. Huh? You cannot make decisions based on emotions. Yeah. So those 2 things are the greatest things I saw people making mistakes. Then number 3, you cannot be the Lulu and expect to win. Yeah. So those 3 are the bottom line. Then just an overview. No, you cannot say or portray your opponent or your friend to be an enemy when you know that that this person you're saying is an enemy. It's not even an enemy, it's harmless. And you're trying to put that in people's heads, and that one backfires on your head. And the Lord lands on you.
You sound like there's somebody who really did something. What did they do?
No, you have asked me where were mistakes. That is just general.
So those are their mistakes.
That is general outline of every. Actually, we have 3 chairs here. So if they could have just sat here, problem person A, person B, person C. There are problems regarding the 4 things that I said.
So these problems faced are all those 3.
But I can also say, me too, I made some mistakes, but they just revolve around those things that I've told you.
Were those mistakes cost you?
Yeah, they cost at some point.
Which mistake? Kama gani?
A mistake that maybe I've that at some point causes that is that aspect of being the Lulu that I've told you. Yes.
Why are you that way sometimes?
Yeah, there's sometimes that you are the Lulu. You know, you do your work, expect results. That's the main reason why you're doing your work, right? Even you currently you're doing this to get results, right? So at some points you do your work, get results, then you be the Lulu and you've already achieved it, but there's still effort that you need to do. somewhere, or there's some place where you're putting effort, but your effort is just in waste. At least you will have put your effort another place.
Okay. Now, to another question, what kind of a leader do you want to be remembered as? What kind of a leader are you planning to be?
Since my first year up to the last role that I had with being a faculty rep, I have been a leader who had been sober in judgment and ready to listen and approachable. Right? At this point, being a president does not make me that much of a mighty person to be bowed down to. I'm also seen like every other person. So when person A, B, C, D have a problem, let them approach me, ask me 1, 2, 3 things, and from that approach that you have had on me or you have approached me with, that's what I'm going to address you with. And also aside from that, being a leader who is at least going to impact 1, 2, 3 students, because the greatest reason why we're in these offices is to impact students and to empower them. See, like me in my circle I work with, circle I interact with, I like empowering them as they also empower me, because you never know where we'll be 10 or 15 years from now. That's
okay. As you're coming to a close, I want you to look at that camera.
Yes.
There are those people, either delegates, either part of your team, either maybe staff, if there's any.
No.
I want to give you a chance to express your gratitude to any person who deserves it.
So, comrades of goodwill and comrades of badwill, I want to appreciate everyone who came in hand to support me, including the 19 staff, and generally the general outlook of all these politics, even those who stood by me, regardless of the hard times and the good times. My team, I want to say thank you, because this win did not just come from me. It came from the hard work that we placed in all this. And for the delegates, I want to also appreciate you for coming out to vote, and also for having the wins that you had to be delegates, beating your competitors and being delegates. Having that privilege of coming to vote is also nice. So even as we are continuing this journey of politics, let us do it in peace. Let's avoid grudges and enmity that will not help us. For general ground, comrades, we are here to work for you. And as we say, this is Team X, and we are going to I can say tutakataa mabaya yote ambayo yatakujia, ama mabaya yote ambayo are going to be considered against you. So we are here to serve you guys, and vitu zitakuwa sawa.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President, for honoring our invitation.
Yes.
And for kukuja hapa. It has been really good conversation to have with you.
Yes.
Thank you. So that has been Mr. President-Elect Multimedia University. Until we see each other again, thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.